Hey guys, we're just about to go live with Maria Giorlando, who I'm now remembering I called Matea on our interview. She's in the waiting room. Just before we jump on, a reminder to, as you can see below, join our Facebook group for the Pageant Boss. You can see the address below, and it should be linked in the description to this video. So I will see you there, and let's get to the show. Oh, hello, everyone. Let me take these lovely people off mute. Welcome to Pageants and PJs. I believe it's 67. I literally looked at it and forgotten. Yep, 67. And our special guest for today is Maria Giorlando, who is all the way from Canada. Maria, how is everything going? Royal International Miss Canada as well.
Yeah, it's good. Our weather is doing this crazy thing where it's snowing one day, warm one day. So we love it, but it means good times are coming. So we're doing really well over here.
Are your good times better than UK good times? Because UK good times, and speaking of UK good times, oh no, we can hear Danielle. UK doesn't have good times weather-wise. So does Canada
yes, it does.
When?
Lies.
When? I've not seen them.
Today was glorious. This weekend was glorious. One of my colleagues got sunburn. It was that glorious.
Oh,
yeah.
Like 10 degrees out got sunburn. Yes,
well,
Danielle.
It's not quite 50 degrees like how it gets in Australia. But yes, we do have sun here, and we've had plenty of it over the past week. See, I've not even got a fake tan on.
Actually, you do look rather tan. You went kayaking, right, on the weekend?
Yes, we did go kayaking.
How was that?
Yeah.
How are the shoulders?
It was awesome. It was good. I did most of the work. We had the booking, I won't say what was on the booking, the type of kayak that we booked. But there was a two-person kayak, and I was at the rear, and I was doing all of the work. And I think Satvir, my best mate, won't mind me saying that I was definitely the engine this weekend. But yeah, it was good. What was
she doing?
She was enjoying herself up front. She was enjoying the view. She was dipping her little paddle in every now and then. But she knows that I like kayaking, and I've done it quite a bit. So that's the perfect friend to go kayaking with, because they would do most of the legwork.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so are you available for hire? If anyone else wants to take a scenic kayak tour, can we hire Miss Galaxy UK to do the paddling for us? And she's dropped out. Danielle, we can't hear you anymore.
Well,
obviously the internet doesn't want to.
I also like to take the rear position when it comes to kayaking. So either Danielle or I will definitely be able to do that.
Amazing. Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, unfortunately.
Yay! Hi.
Okay, so no. Are you available for hire? I mean, Maria what happens if I put the two of you in a kayak? You're going to be like a speedboat, are you? The two of you? Because Maria's a gym junkie.
Yeah,
Could you imagine us?
Yeah.
Yes. That would be so much fun. Yes, I am available for hire, but my fee is rather high. So, inquire. Slide into the DMs.
As it should be. You can start up another Instagram account.
What would you name I don't need another business.
How many? All right, so we can have a little competition here, because all three of us have multiple Instagram accounts because we are all entrepreneurial. So I have my personal one, Adrian J. Kwan, obviously the Pageant project, the F2F project. I have an old tennis one, and one that I don't use ever, so I won't count this. I have 4. Danielle, how many have you got?
Okay, so I have my personal one, which I never use, my photography one, my styling one, my Galaxy one, my home account. I have there's another one, my conservation group that I manage. That's my account, really.
6.
I'm pretty sure there's a few more. My robes that I haven't really posted on, and the the Royal Tea, which I haven't posted on yet. So I don't know if them two count.
We'll say 6. We'll say 6. All right, Maria, what about yourself?
I think you both win. I have my personal one, which I'm active on. I have the Pageant Gal, which is the business one. And then I also run one of our Optimist Instagrams. So I don't have too many, but those are the ones that I really ham up. And I'm active on all 3. So I think that counts.
And I've got the Clever Initiative.
Oh, that's right. All right, 7. 7. We'll go with 7. Rachel here from Scotland. Hello, everyone. Hope you're having a great week. I am a lobster today. I have burned really bad, lol.
See?
Oh, no. Aloe vera.
You guys... That's true. And I actually have an aloe vera plant. And when you get the fresh stuff, it really actually works. It somehow helps regenerate your skin. But you guys burn in the UK when it's 10. Maria, do you guys have the same problem in Canada? Like when do you guys call it a heat wave when it hits double digits? Because that's what they do in the UK. Everyone goes crazy. Oh, it's 15 degrees. We've got to go to the beach. Is that Canadian as well?
Polar. Yeah, it's polar opposite. So we get so excited. We go out in the sun for like 5 hours and then you come back burnt and then you spend the rest of the week inside. So we're also the same. And it happens every year. Every year. We never learn.
It doesn't sound like it's very good for you pageant girls and your skin, though, to just chronically be getting burnt whenever there's sun. That's bad for your skin, right?
No, we got to have a big floppy hat.
SPF every day. I wear SPF factor 50 every day. Got to keep the skin looking youthful, girls and guys.
I'm trying my best, Danielle. Give me a break. At a certain point, you're beyond help. Actually, the time we had the other Danielle on, she recommended me a moisturizer because unlike you guys, I'm in the southern hemisphere. It's going into winter and I have very, very dry skin. And she recommended this moisturizer that's called Aveeno, I think, and it's got oats in it.
Yeah.
And I put it on, and can I just say, Danielle, if you ever watch this, it was amazing. Like, my skin drunk it up, and I felt like I actually wasn't just falling apart. So that was amazing. I don't know if it works with makeup and things like that. But Maria, over in Canada, when you guys have summer, which you're going into, what's the longest day that you guys will have? Because like in the UK, it can be light till like 8 or 9 p.m., right? So what is it like where you're at?
I think the latest we can get up to is 10 or 10:30, then the sun starts to set. So it gets pretty bright, especially in June time, at the end of June. That's usually when we have our long, long days. And it's glorious because it's usually when our schools are ending. So that was always a really big, like significant moment when you go out and then it's so beautiful for the whole day, you get to enjoy the summer and then it goes super dark.
Yeah, I would like that. I love the sun. So a longer day like that would be beautiful. All right. Well, I normally start these episodes circling around to see what everyone's been up to. I haven't spoken to Maria in a while, and I can see that there's lots that you're up to. So let's go around to Maria first. Do you want to catch us up with, I hesitate to say everything because it might sometimes put you on the spot and you go, oh my God, I can't. But I reckon you've got it. So Maria, whilst I enjoy my coffee in a glass, which Danielle says is very bougie, but it's accidental, I'll let Maria take it
done the
away.
washing up.
Yeah.
No, it looks delicious. But so I think the last time we chatted was back in September. So we're in a new year, new us. But I recently competed for Miss World Canada, placed top 15 there. And then I thought, after what every pageant gal does is they end one pageant and they're like, okay, what's next? So of course my instinct was to hop into the very next system that I felt aligned with me. And then lo and behold, we've got this beautiful gal on. So that's pageant wise. And in July, I'll be competing for RIM, Royal International Ms. in Orlando, Florida, which I believe is similar to the time International Galaxy is going to be happening, except you'll be in Chicago if all goes well. Fingers crossed for everyone. Fingers crossed. Our RIM UK team, apparently she is dead set on going. She's going to rent them a boat. She's going to, fly a plane. So you can all just hop in.
Hot air balloon.
Yeah, a blimp or something. So just hop in with her and she'll bring you all over and we'll take good care of you.
Amazing. So I love that.
That's in pageant wise. In Ontario, we're actually in our 3rd lockdown now. So we're kind of taking a few steps back, but that's really just allowed me to focus a little bit more on the business. So Adrian, I remember after our call, we talked a lot about like Tony Robbins and coaching and things like that. So I've been able to really dive deep into that, and I've definitely probably doubled my clientele because I love it so much and got the time. So we're here to serve. We're really here to serve. And honestly, just kind of reconnecting with what it means to just be alive for the third time, having a bunch of time on my hands. So it looks like doing podcasts like these, still prepping for interview for pageant stuff, and honestly just kind of like enjoying life and relaxing life at home right now. And on another note, I'm also looking for a place. Me and my boyfriend are looking to move in together, and so we've been on the rental house hunt, which is a wild time as well in a pandemic. So any tips are appreciated. Any just like words of wisdom, so that I know there's a silver lining at the end of this.
You'll get your place. You will get your place and it will be perfect.
Because I keep telling him, I'm like, the closet's got to be able to fit like at least 10 gowns. It really does. Or else I don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know where I'm going to put them. So that seems to be the biggest thing that we have to find right now, is a place where all the gowns can go.
Priority.
Well, you can do that. You can do that, or you can do what I mentioned this, I think, a couple of weeks ago. One of our previous guests, Serena, has a separate like storage unit for all her pageant stuff. She has a separate air-conditioned storage unit just for her shoes alone, because she was working for McDougall. So, you know, she obviously got the stuff, I guess, at a very steep discount. So, I mean, I don't even want to get you guys to compete who would have the biggest wardrobe. Like, I shudder to even... I feel sorry for the things that have to hold all your gowns up, both of you, because that would just be sagging. Whatever iron bar or titanium or whatever it is, it's... Yeah, even that's not going to work, because the gowns on them, they're just so heavy. And if you imagine, like, you sometimes got to hold them on the hangers and your arms are already dying after like 5 minutes. Can you imagine the poor iron bar or whatever it is that actually has to hold all your guys' gowns up? I mean, doesn't it bend? Doesn't the coat hanger just give up?
Yep.
I've broken quite a few coat hangers. Yeah. You got to double them up. Double them up. That's what you got to do. Tie it all together so that way you got double the reinforcements.
Invest in a good, strong hanger if you've got like a particularly heavy gown. You know, the wooden ones where like the top screws in? Those ones are really good.
I accidentally took some from the last hotel I was at. I honestly didn't even remember, but I think they were just so sturdy. It just was second nature. So I apologize.
These are nice.
Like,
well, I mean, you can go and give them back if you want, if you feel that bad about it. But don't your guys' hotels, the hangers are the ones that pop out of that, like they've got a ring socket that's permanently attached to the rail, and then you unhook. So you'd have the hanger, Maria, but it's useless because you can't actually hang it on anything.
No, it's one of the full wooden ones. So it was either my roommate's or one of just the additional coat hangers. I'm not a thief. This is not a common thing, I promise. But it's too late.
Too late, Maria.
Too late now.
Yeah, you're live
The
now.
hotel. I'm going to tag the hotel in this afterwards.
You don't know what hotel it is yet, Danny. So unless she lets that slip, you can't tag her. Is it true that some people have like a bit of OCD with the hangers? Like, is the hangers that you guys use, are they is it a big deal? Like, oh, you got to get this brand, or they all have to look a certain color, or it has to match the gowns? I seem to remember someone saying this, or am I just crazy?
It might have been mine. On the pageant stylist, I have a section called OCD closets. So basically, a lot of my clients, when I do the wardrobe clear outs, unmatching hangers really stresses me out. And the power of having matching hangers is just like, you feel like you got your life together when you've got all matching hangers. You look at your wardrobe once it's done, when it's all color coded and they've all got matching. Oh, it's just amazing. The feeling, you feel like a new person. So I do like a matching hanger. I get mine from Amazon. I've got a link on my stories, a highlight on my stories. And a few people have asked me, where did you get your hangers from? And then I just send off the link of where I get my hangers from. So, yeah, it's a thing. I do like a matching hanger.
I'm guilty. Mine's mixed matched. It's bad. But I agree. The one time that I spend a day organizing my hangers, for that week, it's fantastic. And then slowly they
start creeping back in.
Yeah.
No, I always say if you're going to have a refresh of the wardrobe in general, if you're going to have a good clear out, of your stuff. It's always good to just like start off clean. I always do the Marie Kondo method where you get everything out,
I was
put it
going to
on the
say
bed.
that you sounded like you were doing your best Marie Kondo. So,
Yeah,
okay.
get it all out, put it on the bed, and then when it goes back in the wardrobe, if you order on hangers, because I always say you can never have too many, because the worst thing is not ordering enough, and then you have to put another hanger in there that doesn't match. Over order on the hangers, and when they go back in, they go on the new hangers, and then the other hangers you can donate or recycle.
Well,
That's what
tips
I
from
do.
the pros, tips from the best. Rachel has said, I found that hotel coat hangers that are in the wardrobes are really good. Rachel, don't out yourself as a hanger
Hanger
thief.
thief.
Just remember. So people are going to know now if the things in hotels go missing, then we know who to look at. Packing dresses into the cases is a whole other dilemma, lol. Oh, speaking of that, I've been talking regularly to Miss Universe Island Nadia Sayers, who's about to hopefully go across for Universe International, and she's having a hell of a time packing all her stuff for Universe because they have suitcase sponsors, but for one reason or another, the suitcases are in America. So she
Oh,
has to fly over to Universe International without those sponsored suitcases. So I asked her, well, how are you going to do it? And she said she has these suitcases that pack into one another. They're like, those Russian dolls, a little one, bigger one,
yeah.
bigger one, bigger one. And I think things are a bit all over the place. But Nadia, if you're watching, I hope it's going well. Because Miss Universe GB, Jeanette, who we had on a few weeks ago, she's gone over now,
Hmm.
hasn't she, Danny?
She's gone to Mexico, so her NIE didn't come back in time. So
Okay.
we had a bit of a panic moment really, because it wasn't coming back in time, and if she was gonna go and it, say for example, it came back and it failed, then
Mm.
she would have to go and quarantine for 2 weeks in another country, and those 2 weeks it would have crossed over with Miss Universe, so she couldn't risk it
Yeah.
basically. So
Yeah.
it got to the Monday and it hadn't come back, so then Paula had to book her flight. um, and one of the countries on the list that she quarantined was Mexico, and she has a good friend out there, who
Oh.
she's done all the testing and she's joined their bubble. So she's
Mm-hmm.
got to spend 2 weeks out there, which is nice because then she gets to see her friend who she hasn't seen for a few years. And then she's also got some photo shoots arranged out there, and she'll be doing some more prep. The only sad thing was I had a lot of designers that wanted to send her stuff from the UK, and they wasn't able to send it in time to her while she was here, and obviously it's taken 2 weeks away from her prep here in the
Mm.
UK, because she literally, we booked the flight on Monday and she flew the really early Wednesday morning.
Oh,
um
wow.
yeah,
Jeez, okay.
that quick of a turnaround, we couldn't risk it basically.
Yeah.
So she's in Mexico, she's loving life. But it just means that we couldn't get all of the outfits to her, which is such a shame. But
Mm.
I've got a few connections in Mexico and in the States that have offered her items while she's there, so they won't have to pay import or postage and all that stuff. So yeah, she'll be fine.
Well,
So.
she's a boss,
But
so I'm not worried
has
about her.
she, you know what, she is cool as a cucumber. Like the amount of
Mhm.
things that she has been through. She was one of the last to be crowned. Obviously then it's a kind of panic to get ready. Some people have had over a year to prepare for this, and she's
Mm.
had like a month basically. And then now she's had to fly off to Mexico 2 weeks earlier than expected. So she has dealt with it like an absolute champ. She's had so many things thrown at her, which I won't
Mm.
like mention, but she's had a lot thrown at her, and she's just taken it all in her
Yeah.
stride. And that is the quality that you need in a Miss Universe. It's someone that can handle well under pressure, and she certainly has.
Mm. Yeah.
So,
100%.
but has
Maria, you
Nadia had an
mentioned.
NIE?
Oh, I
Come
don't
back.
know all the details. I know she had her test and it came back negative, so obviously
Yeah.
that's good news. But the ins and outs of like different countries flying overseas,
Yeah.
like international travel for us Aussies is still completely off the cards. It's not like, oh, maybe in 3 months. Like they're not even discussing it. They're just like,
Mm.
no, you're not allowed to, even with the vaccinations, which look is understandable and it's frustrating at the same time. Maria, you mentioned that you guys are into the third your third lockdown. So for you guys, Canadian queens looking to travel overseas, is it yes, you definitely can? Is it no, you definitely can't? Or is it like wait and see at the moment?
You can. We've still had a lot of Canadian representatives going to international pageants. And even right now, our Miss Universe Canada was just actually reunited with her family. She flew to Dubai, then to Ethiopia, and currently she's in South Sudan. So trust me, I'm over here like, okay, maybe we go to Florida now. Like maybe go now because if you God forbid she has to quarantine for 2 weeks, I'm like, just get over
Mm,
there. But I think as long as you have the ability to get back and do the 2 week quarantine, currently you have to do 3 days in a hotel and then 10 in your own 10 or 11 days in your own
right.
home. You're more than okay. And that's kind of the difficulty. It's that they haven't restricted that or limited that, but you have to jump through all of the hoops to be able to travel. So it's good. We still get to go places, but if
Yeah.
you're willing to do all of that, and there are some provinces that it's 14 days in a hotel you have to stay, from what I
Mm.
understand, and that's a chunk of change, right?
Oh
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I don't even want to know how much that costs. I saw some prices and it was like, I think it was the UK, it was like £2,000 or something for 3 nights, and I'm like, you what? Like,
Mm-mm.
I don't.
Crazy.
But Maria, in Canada, just clarify for me, is it one rule, like one law for the whole of Canada, or is it like the UK where they have one central government and then Wales, Scotland, and Northern Ireland all do their own thing?
Yeah, each province looks a little bit different. Like Ontario governs
Right.
itself. We have this thing called the Atlantic bubble, where all on our Atlantic provinces, they're all in their own kind of understanding, and theirs is a little bit more strict, hence probably
Mm,
why their cases have been a little bit lower, but it's different
mm.
province to province. So it really depends on where you're at.
Right. And how's the vaccinations going over in Canada? Is it proceeding well? Is it a bit behind track? In Australia, we seem to be a bit all over the place at the moment with is it the one that was like linked to blood clots? How's it going in Canada?
We tend to compare ourselves to the states, right? Because we're neighbors with them. It's crazy
Mm,
seeing that in some of the states, anybody, any age can go to a pharmacy and get vaccinated. Whereas I think here we're still in kind of like the over 40 has been able to go. And
right.
now we're starting to
Yeah.
get all of the essential frontline workers. If you're a teacher, a healthcare
Mm,
provider, everyone can go. So we're slowly getting there. We're slowly getting there. I'm hopeful, but I don't know if that answers it or not. The news, they'll say it's going really well. So I'm going to have high hopes for that.
well, let's just be thankful that your news is optimistic because most news around the world is very pessimistic. It's like, oh my
Mm.
God, we're all going to die because that's what it takes to get people to tune in. Speaking of Americans getting vaccinations, I saw Marissa
And she
Butler.
got hers.
She got hers, and being such a boss, she's working out the next day. Just not using the left arm, so she's doing one arm workout, so she doesn't know. And she doesn't like needles, and she put it up on her story. And like
Hmm.
Marissa, to me, strikes me similar to Danielle, like not scared of anything, but you see her face when the needle goes in, like you actually see the needle go in, and it's
I'm
just
the
like,
same though. I hate needles.
well, how
I
badly
would
though?
be the
Like no one
same.
loves needles. I doubt it. Like no one goes, "Oh my God, yes, a needle, give it to me." But how bad is it? Because there are people like needle phobic, right?
Mm,
Like Emma Collingridge, Miss Galaxy from last year, UK. She had to be tied down to have her needles, like literally held down and tied down. So on a
yeah.
scale of 1 is fine to 10 is Emma, Danielle, where are you?
I want to say I'm like an 8. I'm a baby. I sometimes cry after needles. I've known to faint before. I
Oh, your
fainted
blood.
after
Yeah.
giving blood.
Oh no.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Oh
pretty
dear.
bad. I'm okay if I look away and like there's I don't know, I
Yeah.
have to get in the zone. I can't look at it, otherwise I will just freak out. I'm not so bad with injections where something goes
Mm,
in. Is when
yeah.
stuff comes out, I get really creeped out about it.
Yeah. The thing with giving blood is a needle needs to stay in for a while. And that's what I
Yeah.
didn't like about it because you can feel it moving inside you. And I'm not
Oh, it
okay
makes
with
me feel a
that.
bit. Mm-mm.
Mm,
Yeah,
it's a
I
bit
it was
twingy.
that was a massive task for me to be able to give blood. I actually got a bit of a slap on the wrist because I did pass out afterwards, and I felt like I was going to be sick. And because of COVID, I couldn't like. They
Yeah,
literally, it was
right.
like, you know that scene in Monsters Inc. where there was like a sock on someone, they're like a 322 or something like that. It felt like that because when I was like, I think I'm going to be sick. They ran around me. They put this screen around me. They laid me down on the floor. They gave me this thing that goes over my face to throw in it so no
Oh,
sick went anywhere. It was like,
oh,
oh no, she's gonna blow. So obviously for COVID, they had to make sure that everything kind of stayed confined. Yeah, so I
lovely.
got a bit of a slap on the wrist for that, but I was fine. I didn't throw up in the end. I just got a bit woozy. I just needed a lady lie down.
Maria, what about yourself? Are you from 1 to 10? I'm going to guess you're a boss and you
I
work
think
as a
you're gonna
nurse, so
be.
you got to be like a
You
two or
can take
three.
it.
Like you're fine with it, right?
I was gonna say two, mainly because in nursing we had
Yeah.
to get all of these shots every year. So I just never asked any questions.
Mm.
But I have had an almost pass out from giving blood incident as well. And I was at school at the time and it was just not a fun situation. That was pre-COVID. But last year when I had to do our injection clinic, some people get so put off by it. I had this one
Mm.
girl who was squirming and I'm here with a needle and I'm like,
Mm.
I'm gonna get you in your face if you don't stop moving. And
Oh,
it's just at that
in
point
your
where you're like,
eyeball.
I'm not doing this. It's like until you calm down, I don't know, take a Xanax or something, but until you calm down, this isn't happening because they just get so. I think it's more of like the build up, the wait up for it that makes
Yeah.
it so much worse than what it
Yeah,
actually is because it's 10 seconds
100%.
and
Yeah.
it's done. So, yeah. But yeah, two. I'm a champ, I'd like to think.
Yeah. I think it's funny because Maria mentioned Tony Robbins. I'm obviously a Tony Robbins coach, and Danielle's also been to Tony Robbins. So all of you have done the firewalk. We've all done the firewalk. I've done it
Oh
like
yeah.
10 times. So it's just funny that I just have this imagination that even if you are phobic, you could like get yourself into a peak state before you have your injection. So you'd be there, amping yourself up, jumping up and down
I have to get my
before you
power
got the
move.
injection.
A power move.
Yeah. Yeah, it might be hard to jab you with a needle when you're in peak state, but if you can walk across fire, you can do anything. Well, that's injections. So we've covered that. What Danielle, I haven't asked you yet. What's been going on? So
What's
we
been
missed you last
cooking?
week. What's been going on the last 2 weeks?
Oh goodness. So I did my litter pick, which
That's right.
was outstanding. I was not expecting the outcome that it had. So I planned to do it for a while, but I hadn't really promoted it. I made a little Facebook event, but I was very wary of, I didn't want it to be made too much of a thing. So I didn't want it to be like,
Yeah.
I get the authorities called on me for holding an event during COVID.
Yeah.
So I ordered some litter pickers, got some, rubbish bags and some gloves and some other bits and pieces ready for the litter pick. And what I did was I just put a little message in our, I live down in Barry. Well, our new place is in Barry, and there's almost 10,000 people in this group, like a community group. So I just put a little quick message in there being like, hey, tomorrow I'm going down to Barry Beach. Litter picking. I have some spare gloves and litter pickers if anyone wants to join me. And everyone's like, oh my god, yes, this is amazing. So I had 14 people in total turn up.
Oh, wow.
We made sure we was all, obviously this is an outdoor kind of event. It wasn't even an event, is but it isn't. Everyone was social distance. Everyone had their own patch of the beach to clean up. And then we didn't all come together, but there was groups of us that came together. We had photos, and then I actually weighed all of the trash that we took off the beach. Now, there wasn't a lot of trash. There was 8.15 kilograms of trash that we took off. So not a ginormous amount, but it's not. Yeah, it's not necessarily the weight of what you take off the beach. It's sometimes what you take off the beach can really make an impact, and with wildlife swallowing it, for example. So that was amazing. What else have I been up to? Working, new job, so I'm just kind of still settling in, really enjoying it. Kayaking, just trying to get back to normal life now, because I know, Maria, you said that you're going into your third lockdown. We're just coming out of a lockdown gradually. So things are opening up more, but I'm very jealous of everyone in England right now because they've got their beer garden. Well, our beer garden's opened up today, but they've got their gyms open, and we don't yet. I think that's not going to happen until mid-May. Yeah, I'm sure there's been other things that have happened, but I can't remember. We had our evaluation come back from our bungalow, and it was bang on the nose, so we're happy about that. So Maria, me and my partner, we're buying a place down in Wales, and yeah, I've already made a home account, but premature.
I'll be there soon.
What is it? Is it Barry Bungalow?
You will. Barry Bungalow on Instagram. It's like a 1960s bungalow, which you normally
I'll show everyone here.
You'd normally assume like elderly people would live there type thing, but so the top line was just my inspiration for my walk-in wardrobe. You mentioned space for dresses. Well, we're turning a room into. That's obviously not the actual bungalow. This is my inspiration. So it's a 3-bedroom.
That's quite inspiring.
One of the bedrooms is going to be turned into a walk-in wardrobe. So this is like my inspo. And then the other bedroom is going to be a office.
I got to save some of these right on the nose. Yeah.
Yeah. Why can I just picture you, Danielle, just swanning around in your pageant gowns for a bit of a laugh, making a TikTok in a room that looks like this? I mean, just.
I like the mirrors, but I like the detail on the mirrors because I feel like I don't want to walk into what feels like, the House of Mirrors at a fairground.
Yeah,
I don't want that feeling to it, when it's too mirrored. Oh gosh. So I like a little bit of detail, but also I like the fact that they're closed off. I don't like exposed wardrobes so much because seeing all the clothes and if it's not hung up right or if it's not color coded, it will give me anxiety. So I'm obsessed with ceiling roses. I've already got a chandelier, which I got for free off Facebook Marketplace. So
oh wow, okay. Jeez.
Yeah, there's the free chandelier. It's not actually a white chandelier, it's a clear crystal chandelier, but it's so white because it was dusty. So we've given it a good clean.
Right. Clean it.
So that is actually an original Victorian chandelier, or like, I don't know, Victorian, I don't know when it was, but it's old.
Yeah.
It's an old chandelier original, and a house down the road was giving it away for free, so I snapped it up. And this is our little bungalow. This is our humble abode. We've got a log burner for those really cold days.
Lots of windows. Yeah, it's a nice looking place, Danielle. You've done well. Your walk-in wardrobe reminds me of when I interviewed Maria Torres, because when I interviewed her, she was in her walk-in wardrobe, and she was literally, I think, set up at a desk. I don't know if you can see my mouse, but like that. So she was sitting there, and behind her, you could just see wardrobes and cupboards and tiaras and crowns. I was like, oh my God. I feel like I'm interviewing.
Maria's wardrobe is goals. Absolute goals.
Yeah. Hope she's doing well as well. Haven't spoken to Maria for a while. She's been busy being a new grandmother, as I understand.
A grandma.
Correctly.
She's had a vaccine as well.
Oh, good.
I saw that on her Instagram.
Well, the world's slowly getting back to normal. I almost feel, after speaking to you two, that us Aussies are going to be the last to be allowed anywhere. Although I kind of thought that before as well. Because we're nowhere near being able to travel. Like, that's why I asked you, Maria. So it seems like Canadians can go everywhere. Us Aussies can't go anywhere. I don't know what's happening with our Miss Universe Australia, Maria. I don't know if she's able to actually go over, because I think it's still classified as you can only go over, I believe it's for essential work. I'm fairly certain that pageantry doesn't classify as essential work. So
you'd have to twist that around to really make it allowed.
The thing is, she's been working so hard. Like, she is so active on social media. She's been doing so much in the run up to Miss Universe. She's one of those standout girls that's actually been doing a lot. So it'd be really sad if she couldn't go. But I think the next Miss Universe afterwards is going to be, I think it's in November or December time, I believe. So even if she couldn't go, next month, she might potentially be able to go towards the end of the year, if worst comes to worst.
Yeah, well, I hope it all comes together for her. I mean, universe state finals have just begun here. We're in a really weird situation. I don't know if it's for you guys, it's the same, but you're sometimes starting like preliminary finals, like regional finals for a pageant when the national winner from last year still hasn't gone to her international. So it's this really weird situation where the national title holder may give over her crown before she's competed internationally. And you're kind of having to think, wait, what year are you from? And then it's like, oh, 2019 slash 20 slash 21 slash maybe 22. And you're like, oh, I can't even remember.
That's normal for countries like Venezuela. So Venezuela now have got two queens that haven't been before.
Yeah. That's even more extreme for them. I think
Venezuela, maybe Colombia, and potentially France sometimes have that situation as well. So that's kind of normal. Gives the girls plenty of time to prepare.
Probably too much time. It's like what Maria was saying before with the injections. It's like the anticipation. Like at some point, you just want to go, right? I mean, you can only prepare so much, and then the rest of it, you begin to overthink everything, I think.
Yeah, and I believe that Grand... Oh, sorry. I believe that Grand is also supposed to have another pageant at the end of this year. So we've already started our search for our next Grand Canada. And yeah, so once like pageants are up, we're like, okay, let's go. Let's have another one. Other one, you're done. New queens, come on.
You guys are on the money in Canada. You don't waste a heartbeat. Layla here said hi.
Hey, Layla.
Gordon, and Rachel has said, "Oh, that's amazing, Danielle. It's crazy how much rubbish ends up lying in the streets and on beaches. Our sports have opened today too, so I can finally get back to dance classes tomorrow." Yeah, I did.
So jealous.
I got a message from Olivia McPike, who's obviously in Scotland as well, and she was so excited to be back in the gym. I think she was dying for that. So, look, hopefully it's all getting back to normal. Maria, are you running a pageant yourself? I've been stalking you on your Instagram. Have you got a pageant coming up? Because I think you just announced some judges, like as in you're running one, right?
Yeah, I started the virtual Miss Queen of the Screen pageant last year when I was competing for Miss World Canada as a fundraiser. And at that point, virtual pageants had kind of started blossoming, but not really. So had a bunch of girls who just wanted to compete. They were just hungry for it. So this gave them that opportunity. And then, of course, because like I said, we're also really pageant hungry, and I have a scholarship to go to a competition in August. I thought, well, I'll run mine now again, and then this will be the regular circuit of it. So Miss Queen of the Screen 2021, it's open in Canada-wide, but that is open for any gal who just wants to practice. Like there's not a crown associated with it, but there's I have all my prize packages like right over here and different sponsors that I've been getting. So it's just a way for girls to feel like their preparation is going somewhere, that their hard work matters, and to receive some fun prizes and practice in the meantime. And yeah, so it kind of takes your mind off of everything that's going on and reminds you like, this is just temporary. Let's do something to have fun. And of course, now I see like 10 virtual pageants every day. So it's good to see that we're all like taking advantage of those opportunities, but that'll be at the end of May.
Amazing.
Yeah.
How are you?
Are you all prepared? Are you all prepared for your international?
I'm mostly like, I'm kind of like come hell or high water, I'm going just because I'm like, oh, this just feels like it. So yeah, I've been working with my coach. I just actually booked my flight yesterday, and I'm prepared to come back. My work knows, and I'm like 2 weeks, I'm coming back and quarantining, and I think that we'll all be okay, unless if our president just decides to close down the borders. But yeah, that was a little bit of like fun prep for it, but mostly everything is done. Plus, when I was preparing for Miss World Canada, you're always kind of just in preparation mode. I feel like you're either in prep mode or you're just in ready mode. And I feel like I've transitioned to ready mode the last little bit. So 2 months-ish, that's our countdown. That's what we're looking at.
It's 100 days today for Galaxy International.
What day do you
100 days. We don't have our flights booked yet. Yeah. So, because of the situation. But
God.
I've started the countdown. I'm getting myself in the mindset that it's happening those days, because then at least I'm prepared. So.
Yeah. You've got to prepare. I mean, whatever, regardless of what happens, I mean, if you want to be ready, you got to start preparing. I don't know about our Australian team, whether they're still going ahead or they've given up hope. I honestly don't know, because as I said, Australians traveling overseas is still
Yeah.
not on the cards. Maria, when did you say Royal International misses? It's July in Florida.
Yeah, July 10th to the 18th. And it's funny because I don't even think Australia had their pageant. I think that they just kind of recognized that it wasn't going to be something they were going to be able to fulfill for their title holders. So they just didn't have one. But yeah, it's going to be July 10th to the 18th.
And I had a friend, a good friend who competed in RIM. And I remember there are a lot of optionals. So are you competing in the optionals as well? Or is it just the core events that you're doing?
So my mindset was, and take this. Oh, we always take this with a grain of salt. But I was like, okay, this will be my last one. This will be my last one for a while, at least. So my whole idea was that I'm going to go all out if I'm going to do it. So I think I'm in like 6 or 7 optionals, a lot of on-stage ones. They have an additional competition called the role model competition where you can actually win a title and a prize package based on that. So I'm in that one, casual wear, fitness wear, top model. There's like an essay, a photogenic contest. You can submit a video, a different essay for a scholarship. So yeah, I was like, let's just go ham and do it all because they give out such great prize packages. And, each one there's a fee associated with it. But again, I'm like, this is my last one, right? So I might as well just enter in all the competitions. And in all honesty, my trophy collection is not as impressive right now. I really don't have a lot of things to show for the years that I've been in. So this is where I'm going to make it all back.
Yes, get them. Fill up that trophy cabinet.
Yeah, so
Maria,
I have like
how many times have you told yourself it's the last one?
Enough time.
Or how long have you been telling yourself it's the last one for?
I don't know. I thought the last one was the last one. So, but the third international pageant, I'm like, I want to go all out because, and Danny, like I know you've competed internationally before. So you kind of get to a point where you realize, okay, like the first 2 I did, I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even know what I didn't know. And you just get to a place where you're really aligned with the opportunity and with the people and community that are around you. So it feels really great. It feels really good. And I want to have fun. I want to compete and I want to be busy and I want to dress up in all the outfits. So I'm going to need like the Russian doll, like luggage system. I'm going to need to bring it there so that I can bring all of the stuff back with me. I need to like plan to do that.
I completely agree with you.
How many suitcases are you taking over, Maria, you think?
Probably 2 and then the carry-on and then my personal item, which is not bad.
No, that's impressive.
When I went to the Philippines,
Danielle,
our Miss Thailand who won the pageant, she had 19 pieces of luggage.
But you can't just take 19,
you can't
right?
Wear
so surely,
all of it.
yeah.
National
But
dress.
how did she take 19? That would have cost an arm and a leg unless her team went with her and they gave their luggage allowance to her.
Yeah, Thailand does things differently because she came from Grand Thailand. She was the first runner-up at Miss Grand Thailand. So they're set. Like those girls are like celebrities for the entire year. Yeah. So she was well off. I'm sure that she was more than okay with her team having that. But she looked great all week. So
if you don't look great after you've taken 19 suitcases, there's not much hope for you, let's be honest. I don't have enough wardrobe to fill 19 suitcases.
I went to Grand with 1 suitcase.
One?
And I had the most amount of gowns out of all of the girls because they ask you when you arrive, how many long gowns do you have? Da, da, da. And I was like, 19. And they were like, you brought 1 bag with you.
How did you do this?
I had 19 gowns.
In 1 suitcase?
I had my carry-on, which had my big black gown, my big Sherry Hill couture, and I vacuum packed that into my carry-on. And that is my baby. I wasn't letting that out my sight. My case, I vacuum packed every single gown and layered them on. And then I had obviously my day wear, but I had 19 gowns in 1 suitcase. And I had the most amount of gowns and the least amount of luggage.
That's got to be some sort of world record. That has to be. I mean, 19?
19
That's just
gowns.
mind-boggling.
But you vacuum seal
anyone
them.
at
That's
home,
the way to do it.
I've heard that too. I've heard that trick.
A lot of them were very like slinky, like fully beaded ones. So they weren't the kind of really thick, puffy ones. I'm not really a
Yeah.
massive fan of the fishtail style that takes up all the bulk. Whereas I like more of a slinky beaded gown, and they don't take up a lot of space really. They're heavy, but they don't take up a lot of
Yeah.
space.
Still. I feel like we could start a challenge here, a pageant girl challenge, and see who can fit the most gowns in a suitcase. It's going to be hard to beat 19. So
Yeah, it was.
anyone at home,
Yeah,
if you feel like you can put that more than nine, I think a lot of people at home be going, "You have 19 gowns." I mean, that's something already in itself. Danielle, how many gowns do you think you own at present?
in the 50s.
Fuck. Damn.
Yeah, we converted
Maria's
the.
face. Look at Maria's
Yeah,
face. It's like,
she's like, whoa. This is why we're having a walk-in wardrobe. We converted the loft, and basically what we did, we put a big, like you said about the metal bar bowing. We've got a big metal bar that goes the entire length of the attic, and we have all my gowns on those up in the attic. You go up into the attic, and you literally come through the gowns.
how long is that bar? 10 feet? 20 feet?
Oh gosh. Well, it's the length of the house, so it's pretty long.
Oh my God. Okay, so Maria, I know that can't be upped, but how many do you have?
Not that many. I must only have about like 10 to 15. I've only competed in like 8 pageants now. One of them was virtual. So yeah, that's the amount. And I actually just posted some for sale because I thought I'm not gonna be able to take all these gowns with me. So I'm gonna put some for sale. But this is what I mean. I always tell the Canadian girls over here, we don't even know what it means to invest in our pageantry and in our wardrobe and in ourselves. Because then I hear like the gals in the States, they'll spend thousands, like $5,000 to $10,000. I mean, you got
Crazy.
50 gowns, and I'm like, you can do what you want to do, boo boo. But when you go against these big competitors that are loaded with their years of outfits and costumes, I'm like, good luck. That was me
Yeah.
a few years ago when I had like nothing, and now I've built up my collection, I will say, over the last couple of years, but not to 50. You win.
But the thing with gowns is there's the broad spectrum of gowns as well. You've got your competition gowns that you like your wow gowns. They are your artillery, so they're the expensive gowns. And then you've got all the way down to like the appearance gowns. They're a little bit more kind of casual. So you've got casual appearances gowns, and you've got more formal appearance gowns. So there's a broad spectrum. You need all of the types of gowns. You need summer gowns. You need winter gowns. Like a good velvet gown is good for a winter pageant. You need a nice floaty chiffon, yellow summery one for an appearance. Like you can never have too many gowns.
I'm just thinking
I'm justifying
with
it.
the number of gowns that you have, you could literally easily
Open a
wear
shop.
one a week and not go through, like not wear the same one twice.
I go one a month, more like month and a half.
Yeah, but I mean, you got 50 of the things. Like you could literally wear a different one every week, and you still wouldn't wear the same one twice.
Yeah.
So dare I
Every year.
ask, how many pairs of shoes do you have? Because I get the feeling you got more gowns than pairs of shoes.
Yeah,
I've
got more gowns than shoes. I've got more gowns than shoes.
Right.
I probably want to say about 20 pairs of shoes.
Yeah,
Well,
that's probably
that's more than
accurate
me.
too.
Yeah. I've got like 3 pairs of shoes and 2 suits. So I can easily. This is why when I travel overseas, most of my suitcase is normally taken up with tech equipment and computer equipment. It's not taken up with all these fancies. Is it possible for a guy to have that much stuff? Like I always complain that when it comes to men's fashion, it's like, what shade of black should I wear? Should I wear the black or should I wear the very black? Because that seems to be the only option, especially in Australia. My ex used to tell me, because she was not into fashion, but she was a maker, so she could make stuff. And she's like, yeah, there's no fashion in Australia. It's all black, 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 and black. But the UK was a bit more colourful. So I actually got 2 of my suit tops from the UK when I was over the other time. But can a guy have that many options?
Yeah, I know guys that have massive sneaker collections.
Oh, so you have sneakers.
Yeah,
Okay,
like
yeah.
I know one of my friends, he collects rare sneakers, rare trainers, and he's got a whole just a whole wardrobe, just all of the sneakers. That's not none of his clothes in there, it's just all sneakers. He's
Does he
probably
wear
got
them?
over 100
Does he
pairs.
wear them or does he just collect
Yeah,
them?
he wears them, and
Oh,
he
okay.
and he wears them with like different outfits, like because they're all different colors, different brands, loads of
Mm,
Jordans, rare ones.
yeah.
But he'll rock like them out, like the really expensive rare ones on special occasions. It's like girls without heels. Will rock a more expensive shoe. If you own like a pair of like Jimmy Choo or Louboutin, then you'll
Mm,
crack that out for a special occasion. He does that with his
mm.
trainers.
Yeah, I'm just not sure if I'm up to wearing a pair of trainers to my next pageant. I don't think it's
You could rock it with a suit if it's a good pair of trainers.
really trainers with a
Yeah,
suit.
yeah, you can get
Oh,
nice,
it's a
smart trainers.
brave new world.
I can see you in
Maybe I
the
can
Louboutin studded trainers
train.
with the red soles.
You make a joke. I actually have a pair of red shoes, like, and they're made of not felt, but some absorbent material, so they needed to be waterproofed. But the
Oh,
soles on them are
suede.
absolute killers. Like the soles on them are smooth to the point where every time I go out, I tell the person that I'm going to meet or the person I'm out with, at some point during tonight, I am going to fall over on my back. It's not because I'm drunk. It's because the soles on these things are like ice skates. And then you wait half a second, and then you cue the girl giving me some advice because it's normally a pageant girl as to how to avoid the slippy stuff. So I've had people say, someone said spray, is it hairspray on it? Then
Hairspray,
someone else said scuff them on the floor, and I've tried all this stuff, and I still fall over. I love those
sandpaper.
pairs, that pair of shoes, but they just kill me every time I go in them. So I'm always walking around, I don't know, like some
You
weird
can
person.
actually get stick-on grips, which they do with the
Yeah.
girls at Miss Universe. They're
Mhm.
like you just peel off the back and then you stick it on the bottom, and
Mm.
they're really rough. They do that with the tippy tops for the girls at Miss Universe.
Oh,
Mhm.
I might actually do that then, because I deliberately don't wear these shoes as much as I should because I'm going to die wearing them. So I'm not even joking. Because when I let my guard down, like after a few drinks, it's even worse because then you got no coordination, and I'm not the most graceful of fallers. Well, yeah, laugh it up, Danielle. I can join
I
you in
need
the fail
footage.
compilation video.
Please,
You want
please,
footage?
please wear these. Please wear these when I next see you.
Well, I haven't been out like in person for so long. Literally, when I went to interview Brittany Dixon on Miss Earth Australia on the weekend, I told her like that's the first time I've really been outside with a person outside of my family since Galaxy UK, and it's so
Mm.
weird, like just being out after like 18 months and doing the things in person. It was really nice, but God, it's been a
Mm.
long time.
Yeah.
I've been loving
What
going to
if
work because I get to socialise with my colleagues.
I'll bet like getting out of the
Mhm.
house. All right. What have we got in terms of things coming up? I'll come around to you guys in a sec. Let me just. Trisha Virgo here. Hello, Trisha. Has said,
Woo.
woo, Maria for the win.
Thank you, Trisha. She's going for Galaxy Canada as well. Our Galaxy system, I don't know
Amazing.
how big UK is, but we've got over 100,
Huge.
120 girls competing just for Canada Galaxy. I'm like, I think this is bigger than Galaxy International. I don't know for a fact, but so many amazing women.
120.
That's the number I've
120.
heard. Over just for
That's
That's
like
what we
bigger
throughout
have.
than
all.
UK.
No, it's
That's
not.
bigger than the UK.
No, because we have all the different divisions. There was like 40 in my division.
Wow. Okay. Well, that's bigger than Australia. I'm 99% certain. But yeah, some of it's in a weird position where some of the national pageants are bigger than the international pageant. So you can imagine the international pageant, you really are bringing the best of the best from around the world. So hopefully it can go ahead. But 120, that's impressive.
Huge.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good job there.
Exciting.
Okay.
Cindy's doing such an amazing job with Galaxy Canada. She is like having the oh God, what the filter with the crown, and then I've seen the gifts, and
Right? Like a
just
membership subscription. I'm like, that's such a good idea. Like, what girl wouldn't want to receive like a monthly prize package up until her pageant? I loved it.
amazing. absolutely amazing. She's doing wonders with Galaxy Canada, and it's so exciting to see. And all of the girls are doing amazing. I've loved following their journey this year.
Okay. Well, guys, what have we got coming up in the next? Well, Danielle normally go week by week, so we'll start with Maria first. What have you got coming up in the next couple of months or so, aside from casually an international pageant? But I'm sure you'll take that in your stride.
No big deal. No, so besides Miss Queen of the Screen, the virtual pageant, and Royal International Miss Canada, my sister's also planning on getting married a week before I'm supposed to leave for my pageant, and I'm her maid of honor. So we've got a bachelorette, a bridal shower, and a wedding within like 3 weeks right before the international pageant that we've been planning. And I don't know how this wedding is going to look because I swear it changes every day, but she is just like me, and she's like, no matter what, I'm getting married on this day. I don't care what anyone else says. So that has been like a really big thing as well that's been going on. So we don't, our seamstresses aren't open, so we all can't go get our dresses altered yet. So we're all kind of like,
oh,
I think it'll be okay. I think we'll all make it, because I'm like, I've got gowns that fit. Don't worry. All these other girls, like, we'll just come shopping. We'll all just put on the dresses, and we'll all be mixed match, but we'll look glamorous, so that's okay.
Just go and see Danielle, hire one of her 50 gowns. I'm sure one of them must fit.
Have a scroll through my Instagram. If you see anything you like, I'll just ship it out.
I'm gonna do that, seriously. No, that's
you literally should. You should start an app, Danielle, just for you. I mean, I've seen the ones like Queenly and stuff, but just literally like a Danielle app. Like, would you like to hire any of my gowns? Scrolling.
I did this a few years ago. I want to say like 6 or 7 years ago. I was renting out my gowns, but they were coming back damaged, so I just decided to stop.
Yeah, that's.
And I was silly because I wasn't taking deposits, so I was just really trusting of people, and then to come back and not by always their fault. Sometimes it's an accidents happen, but still I was just like, no, I can't do this anymore.
Well, how do the places that do hire out clothes, how do they protect against that? Because I mean, that's
you have to
something
pay a deposit, I'm guessing, and then if it comes back damaged, then they take it out of the deposit to fix it.
Yeah. I guess it's either that or some sort of insurance. Like when you hire a car, they take like an imprint of your credit card, and it's normally a big chunk of change. And if anything goes wrong, then they get to cash that amount of money.
But a lot of the time, it's like small things, like beads coming off, or buttons, or zippers broken. So these things don't cost a lot. So even if you had them insured, your excess would probably be more than what it costs to fix it. So there's no point in insuring it, really. You're better off taking the deposit, because to change a zip out, this is like £12 here. It's not a lot.
Yeah.
So
okay. I guess it'd be like actually hiring out hire cars. You never hire out your best cars, because they are eventually going to become beat up. So I guess you hire out the stuff that you're not too attached to. But I'm just like, 50 gowns. You could definitely open up a store, a Danielle Latimer store.
I'm going to be a very wealthy woman when I give up pageantry, when I sell them all. Everyone jokes that I've got a deposit for a house in my wardrobe.
And now you have a house, so now you can have a deposit on something else.
On another one. Yeah, let's get on the property market. Become a professional landlord.
Property. Oh, I love it. All right. Let me just check. I think we're caught up with the comments. So that's about it. We've been on for an hour. So Maria, thank you so much for your time and coming on.
So excited for you. Can't wait to see you at RIM.
Thank you. And I pray and hope that you gals can go to Galaxy too. But thank you for having me. Again, this is like the fun thing that we got to look forward to, is still bonding, and we get to cover Miss Universe at least. So we get to still have fun in the ways that we do. And look, we caught up about needles and everything in between. Everything in between. So this is a lot of fun.
This show, probably 5% is pageantry.
Honestly, but
it's usually food. We haven't touched on food yet, so we managed to swerve that one.
Oh, don't talk. It's always breakfast time for me, and talking to you guys makes me hungry. Actually, Maria, this was a very sensible episode. I don't know what to read into that. I don't know if it's because Chloe's not on that we have a sensible episode, but there was a period of time where I think we had 3 episodes back to back, and it was just, oh my God, nonsense.
Madness.
One was,
you couldn't control it.
well, no, because I contributed to it as well. But I was just going back through some of the highlights, and when Chloe talked about the squidgy balls, when we had Danielle on, that episode was a giant write-off. It was just, and after that there were all these innuendo jokes. It was squidgy balls, big jokes, and then we talked about aliens, and I brought up anal probing.
This is all innocent.
It was just,
Maria, this is all innocent talk. It was all
we could have gone
misconstrued.
there. Oh, if I would have.
But you want to go to anal probing?
Yeah. Didn't realize where that was on limits, but that's all right.
There are no limits on this podcast. That's why I say it's kind of a pageant podcast, but not really. I remember we had Olivia McPike on, who's Miss Galaxy UK, and I was talking about all the things we're talking about. She literally goes, "Oh, come on! Like, what are you guys talking about?"
She's like, "No." She's like, "Stop it now."
Just in case you guys don't follow Maria, I will bring up her main Instagram, so it's over there, Maria Giorlando TM.
I love that photo of you in your profile.
Throw her a follow.
Thank you. Yes, please follow. Love y'all. Thank you.
Yep. More the merrier. So we'll leave it there. Thanks to everyone for watching, whether it's live or on the replay. Maria, don't hang up with us just yet. I'll keep you on for just a bit longer. And we will see you guys next week when our guest will be Natalie Draught, who's over in America.
Amazing.
Yeah, 5'10", red-haired, as she says, with giant green eyes, and a bit of a TikTok celebrity. Well, a TikTok celebrity, like tens and tens of thousands of followers. So we're going to America next week. Take care, guys, and we will see you then. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thanks for watching. Just a reminder to you entrepreneurial types to come and join us at our Facebook group, facebook.com/groups/The Pageant Boss. I'll see you inside and see you in the next episode.